Konami Studios.
Superman, issue number 30. Infinite Frontier continues for the Man of Steel. And it feels like we are finally headed in a direction that some people are going to be happy with when it comes to Superman. Like, it's not Bendis. I liked some of Bendis' stuff. I know there's some people out there that just want their classic Superman to come back. And it feels like he's back. Like, this book, really good. A surprisingly fun read. Again, it's doing something I liked about issue 29. And that is we are leaning very heavily into this idea of the science fiction. The character is an alien. You know, he shouldn't always be Earth-based in every story, so let's explore the galaxy, go have fun, and that is what we do in this issue. So this book kind of opens up with like a journal entry. We see that like Clark has been like journaling events of his life, keeping things down in case he passes on or something happens to him. Lois and John have something to read about him. And he's writing this entry specifically for John. He's talking about like a day they went to go like talk to like an old friend or just like meet up with an old friend. And then we kind of just chronicleize the events of that day. So when we cut to the kind of past or present, depending on how you interpret it, when you see like the journal entry, we see that the Kents are just golfing. You know, they're at putt-putt, and Lois is like, how are you guys beating me? Something must be up here. And I love it. You know, everyone's in their colors. It's great. You know, there's, you know, John in the red, Clark in the blue, Lois in the purple. It looks great. Randomly, Clark starts to hear like this old friend like saying, Clark, you need to come back. It's not the end. And it's like a voice that he's heard before, but it's like one he hasn't heard in a long time. So he's like, you know, I think I should go check out to see what that is. Maybe that'll give us some answers to what's going on here. So he's like, you know, John, why don't you come with me? We'll figure that out. They say goodbye to Lois, and they head off into space. So we see, you know, we get a nice moment where Clark's just like writing in the journal, like, no, it's just nice to have these moments with my son where I can just like look back and watch him actually like become the man, because I just remember like all that time we were together before he went off with his grandfather, and it's just really cool. It's nice. Phil Hester is not doing the artwork on this issue. This time around, the artist is Scott Godlewski, I think is how you say that. And it's capturing that right feel again. It's got that very old school, you know, we're in sciencey, cartoony feeling worlds. It's very cool. I just think when you're doing a Superman story, I don't think you need like the harsh line work, the intensive looks. Give me some of that classic fare where it's just like bulky looking dude with a pretty girl just flying in space having fun. And I think every artist they had on this book so far has captured that essence perfectly. And I like this feeling, you know, Clark just reminiscing on his days with his son. It's very fun. So they head to this planet called Thakrum, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And basically, the man who rules it there, his name's like Korath Damin. Like, the name's very science fiction, very John Carter in their presentation too, which I think is kind of cool. So he's like, I don't know why he called me. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. So they instantly get attacked by like these creatures. They're coming after them. And, you know, Clark does easy work, not really harming them. But he's like, look, we just want to talk to, you know, just the king. Can we just talk to the king, please? Like, I don't want to harm anybody. An old friend walks out of the building there, and he's just like, oh, hey. Oh, Kal-El, you're back. Great, nice to see you. And he's like, his name's Falder Pornin. And, like, so he's kind of like, you know, like the elder guy who's kind of like a friend that Superman knows who worked for Korath and that kind of stuff. So he's like, this is my son. I got a distress call from Korath. I want to know where he is. He's like, oh, Kal-El, like, that's not possible. Like, Korath is dead. So we see, like, the ritual ceremony where they're kind of at the funeral. And we see that the next person in line to the throne is Korath's son, Korath O'Bacchus. And we get, like, a little bit of, like, information onto how Clark knows these guys, because Jonathan asks him. He's like, Dad, this is kind of silly, but what's going on here exactly? So the idea is that there was like this big creature, they call it like the Shadow Reaper or something, and it like came down, it's like an alien thing that came down to like attack the planet, but Superman, along with Korath and Faldor, they were able to like stop it from attacking. They buried it into like the deep caverns of this area. Basically, the creature could have done a lot more harm if it wasn't for those three, and the response from the people was that they made Korath their king, and Faldor was kind of like his second in command type person. And basically the planet, like the people on the planet, the Thrakians, they don't have this like kind of emotional relationship with their offspring. It's just more like we don't have certain types of emotions, so it's more like you don't have that connection to your father or your son, which in itself is like a parallel connecting John and Clark to the characters of Bacchus and Korath, you know, because, you know, daddies and sons. That's what this whole arc is about with Superman, and it works. You know, we got John back, so we might as well tell a story with John being the character he should be. So they just go for a little walk, the four people do. You know, Fowler's like, look, Superman, I don't know what happened. We lost the communicator you gave Korath a long time ago. We have no idea who contacted you or what anything's about. So Superman's just like, okay, that's fine. Look, I obviously there was some miscommunication on my part here. Thank you for letting us be a part of the funeral service. Thank you for the hospitality. We'll just be leaving then. But of course they don't leave, because Superman doesn't trust it. So he goes down into the caverns where they have the Shadow Breed is what it's actually called. And it looks so cool. Just a big weird alien that's just destroyed. It kind of looks like a ship, but a big parasite looking thing. And it looks like it's cracked in. John finds the communicator and well, how is that still here? That makes no sense. Why would the communicator still be in this section of everything? And basically Superman starts to realize, oh shit, something is not right here. He thinks that there might be some betrayal afoot. And of course there's betrayal, because why wouldn't there be in a book like this? And we see that in the Farakian area that Valdor, or Faldor I should say, is how you it's Valdor or Faldor, you get it. You know, the green one in the room full of the red aliens. He's just kind of slowly showing his power, taking control of himself and becoming this ultimate evil in the world. So we thought that, Bacchus might be the one who's turning into the evil ruler. But no, it looks like Faldor is going to be coming for that throne. He's taken down a couple of these people, just absorbing their power with this weird dark energy. And his eyes become this dark, distant black. And you're like, huh, okay. Valdor's evil. Looks like we're going to John Carter this planet a little bit more. I know I say that, but it's got some really cool John Carter vibes, just the warrior that's off planet coming in to save the people. It's very fun. I really like it. Some great Superman stuff, and we get a nice little backup involving Ambush Bug. So basically the villains from the last issue we had there with, Bibbo fighting them. Ambush Bug gets attacked by what they call him, Deadstream. He falls into his coffee cup, gets inside his mouth. Everyone in the room's like, Ambush Bug, we know you like your theatrics, so just maybe calm down a little. So Ambush Bug has to send himself to a planet where there's no, I think they said is just dry air. So he starts to evaporate slowly. He takes care of Deadstream, but before he gets back to go to Earth, he's winds up in the projectress's projection, and he's kind of you just see in the ideal world where everybody loves him. They all look like ambush bugs, and they're just obsessed with him. And he fights his way through it. He comes back, and they're ready to attack him again. But he lives to fight another battle. It's just cool to see Ambush Bug return, man. Very fun stuff. Jimmy's like, okay, you're crazy, but hey, I guess you're useful. It's fun. It was a really fun book. I'm liking this style of Superman writing. It's just very simplistic. It's a father trying to tell his son, I don't need you to be me. I just want you to know that I loved you, and everything I do has been for you and your mother. And then we're doing some really hardcore science fiction. It's you understand the Superman world at this point, so we don't have to get Lex Luthor in every issue or anything. We can just go off to a far distant planet, show you the world we're in, and just have fun. And you just tell a cool story with aliens that are warring, big insect parasects just attacking stuff, corruption, espionage inside governments, funerals and shit. It's very fun. It's a very fun Superman book. It looks very cool. It's got a great aesthetic to it. I just really enjoy the way this looks. A very fun book. A great backup too. This is the kind of stuff I'm really happy we're getting to with Superman. It's just exactly what we needed. A fresh start, a breath of fresh air, even just getting out of the slump we had before and just enjoying it. It's a very enjoyable Superman book. It looks great. It's written great. If you like hardcore science fiction, but also that campy era, I keep saying John Carter. It just reminds me of John Carter. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. It's just got those feelings. I think it's great, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it. So, Superman issue number 30, I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.